If you participated in our FSHD research testing and you requested to have your results returned to you, you will receive an email from me with a PDF attached that has your report. And it's going to look something like this. And this is updated since May 2021. So if it doesn't look like this, look at our older videos. Okay, so briefly going through this, so we have your name and then the summary of our results, in this case FSHD1. It'll say either FSHD1, FSHD2, FSHD Mosaic, healthy, or not FSHD, and we'll explain how we get to those results. This first section here is just a layperson summary that just kind of goes through the testing and a brief high-level overview of how we got to that result. And if this is all you need to know, well, that's fine. If you're not interested anymore, this is just kind of a plus or minus black and white. This is the result of our testing. However, if you're interested in more, we do have that and explain it for those of you, but you don't have to. But if you're interested, the next section on the next page will have your haplotype, tell you how many FSHD permissive chromosomes you have, if any. 4A and 4AL are permissive chromosomes. And just because you have permissive chromosome does not mean that you are FSHD. It just means you're one of the 75% of the population that could potentially be FSHD. The next step is the first experimental assay. We do an epigenetic assay and to do methylation of the distalmost D4Z4 repeat unit on a permissive chromosome. And if you're 4A and your relevant quartile is less than 25% methylation, that is consistent with FSHD. Okay, if it's greater than 35%, it is not consistent with FSHD. If it's in between, we got to look at the analysis a little tougher, a little more detailed to see what you got. The next assay, everyone will have a result for this next assay. If your first assay was FSHD, the second assay is determining are you FSHD1 or FSHD2. If the levels are greater than 35% methylation, it is FSHD1. If it's less than 30% methylation, it's FSHD2. Okay. If you're healthy, if you're not FSHD here, this is just telling us that the assays are working and everything's fine, but it'll be not FSHD, not FSHD. Then the final section will be a detailed explanation that goes through the numbers of the assays that we just described and explain how we got to that result. And it may actually also include a pedigree here. So if multiple people participated, you can actually track the chromosomes. So here the epigenetics matchup and the inheritance of the pathogenic chromosome matchup. Okay, after that we have some pages explaining some additional parts of the assay, but please feel free, if you have any questions, to reach out and email me at peterjones@med.unr.edu or through our myfshd.org website, and we'll set up a phone call or a Zoom meeting and make sure that all of your questions are answered. And thank you very much for participating and helping us improve FSHD diagnostics for people around the world. Thanks.